I was born and raised here, as you all know. I went to Santa Fe Prep, where I had the opportunity to open One World Coffee and Trade after graduating. One World Coffee and Trade was, of course, a sustainable fair trade coffee house that we had here in Santa Fe. I managed that for a year. After that, I went to college in Omaha, where I received a political science degree, which, as I usually joke about, has nothing to do with running for office. Should have gotten that marketing degree. Once I got back, I started thinking about what I really want to do while I'm here, and I started looking around and I saw some things had gotten better, but on a whole, I saw a lot of things that had not really changed. A lot of the problems we grew up talking about really still existed, and I saw a lot of them getting worse. I saw a lot of my friends not able to come back because there wasn't the opportunity here, and I said, well, do I want to sit here and be a victim to all this and wake up in 10 years and say, wow, all this happened and Santa Fe's not that great and I'm really bummed out? Or, do I want to be proactive and jump in and push back against this? I said, I think I could do a good job being city councilor and using that position to really facilitate moving this community forward.
As you know, I've served on the council for a long time, and I have had a strong leadership role on the council. And in fact, the real reason I'm back this time around is a good number of my constituents really pursued that I continue to represent them, and there are a lot of ongoing issues that, of course, we're still working hard on. One of my favorite things I've been able to do is chair the Bicycle and Trails Advisory Committee and really make some of the connections happen and improve the on-road biking. The voice that I've held on the council is a strong, independent leadership role, and my constituents at least have asked me to continue, and so that's why I'm running again. Well, so far going door to door, it sure hasn't been the response I've gotten from the people that say that I am an independent voice, and that in particular in these tough economic times, they really have liked my not being afraid to ask the tough questions and really demand some answers. And I've been very effective. I've really been a very proactive, progressive counselor. If you get on our website, which is pattyboucher.com or peopleforpatty.com, you'll see the many reasons, for instance, that I've been endorsed by the Sierra Club, the Police Officers Association, and the Firefighters Union as well. In the last 3 years, I suppose your readers have designated me as a best of category #1. So 3 years since you've started that category. So again, I think for all those reasons, I need to continue to pursue policy making in District 1.
Well, I respect Councilor Boucher's 18 years of service immensely. It's a tough job, and she's certainly done some good things for us. I do recognize that, if you're in a position for too long, you can get a little bit complacent. You get certain ideas that you're stuck with. And I have this unique advantage in that I'm really unencumbered of anything. I don't really owe anything to anyone. I come to this sort of very fresh and open-minded to all kinds of ideas and ways of doing things. I'm very much interested in trying new things. And somebody put it to me very interestingly. She said, if you look at an ecosystem, if you don't put fresh energy into it ever, it slowly just withers and dies. And you can think about a city the same way. If you're never putting anything fresh into it, if you're not putting new fresh energy in, the city will slowly wither and die. So, I know that I come at this from a bit of a knowledge disadvantage, but I am a quick learner, and I've been out on the streets pounding the pavement, and I've learned a lot about the city and what we need to do.
As a small business owner, this is really the direction that Santa Fe is going to have to just grow our economy job by job, to be honest. It's what we've channeled our funding in so far. And as you know, the mayor ran last time and promised 4,000 new jobs, and of course this economy's been tough. Now we have certain already existing organizations that are here to help support small businesses, and I've been the very strongest counselor in terms of offering support to small businesses. I started the Small Business Advisory Committee and Ombudsman position, which we now have back again. The committee has turned into the Business and Quality of Life Committee. I started the Small Business of the Year Award, and it continues to be that we need to grow and support the backbone of our economy, which is small business, because 40% of our economy, of course, is tourist-based, if we need to beef that up in whatever way we can. So then, of course, government is the shrinking industry that is problematic, and it's not that you're going to see either state or local government grow anytime soon. So we're left to that 20%, which should really come out of spin-offs from either lab, Los Alamos or Sandia. We're not going to ever have an industry like Intel. To be honest, it's going to be job by job, going out and help small businesses as much as you can.
So my vision is this diversified economy that really thrives on sustainable industry. And of course, the linchpin of that is going to be alternative energies, particular solar. So first thing I'd like to do is actually take advantage of the state's program that allows us to allow an individual homeowner or property owner to have a slightly higher property tax rate, and then they can borrow money from the city to put in solar cells, and that tax rate stays with the home. So if you foreclose on it or you have to go to California, you're not stuck with some bill for some solar panels you're not using. I know the county's moving forward with that, and I'd like us to do the same because it gives the homeowners another option to get the financing they need to put these panels in. Another great idea that I've heard from people in the industry is as PNM's renewable energy credit rates begin to drop, which of course will drive up the long-term cost of solar, we internally at a municipal level could actually create a trading program where individuals, businesses, or government could buy those renewable energy credits from people putting solar cells up. That would help reduce the cost of installing those things and help sort of drive a local economy around that. So those are two things I think we could do that would help build on the success that we've had with alternative energies right now. My vision is that, in 20, 25 years, we have a diversified economy that's centered around sustainable industries, particularly small industries. We're talking small tech firms, we're talking film and video production, alternative energies, things like that. And that we've done this in a way that really allows anyone who wants to live here to be here. I think we have this amazing potential as a town. We're very smart, we're very creative. We have the necessity to change. We have this great environmental resource, the sun, that's always out practically here. If we harness that correctly, if we put in the right infrastructure and broadband internet, if we reform our regulatory process so that people can navigate it easily, if we are friendly and welcoming to entrepreneurs who want to be here, I think we could have this very vibrant, diversified economy. And again, anyone that would want to be here could be here. I could, raise my kids here and they could come back here. So for me, if we can begin to make these transitions and in 20 years be there at this sustainable, diversified economy where people can really live and build good lives, boy, what an example to set for the rest of the country. And we could share that knowledge with other communities and help them better themselves. And so, it wouldn't just be us helping ourselves. We would be leading, and together, I think we could really do some amazing stuff, both here and around the country.
It's interesting because I've watched land use policies change over the years that I've served on the council, and always we come back to aiming at what Santa Fe used to be, which was rich and poor living amongst one another in a very varied neighborhood, big house, little house, and we have not really been able to replicate that. And I think some of the vision I see is really coming back to, so we're going to maintain a real sense of who we are. We're not going to sell ourselves short. We're not going to sell ourselves out in terms of promoting Santa Fe, which sometimes we've done, back in the old Sam Pick days, when we sold Santa Fe style and we got what we got with the pink coyotes and all that. But the real hope, and it's a hope, is that we can have the workforce that serves this community back living in this community. And that doesn't just mean the young people that want to come back to their hometown. That means, our firefighters, our police, and everybody, that they're going to actually live in this town.
When I ask people, what do you want? They just, 9 times they get so excited that somebody has come by and asked them what they want. And that is just, I think that's so important. If I am counselor, I hope to view myself, and I hope I am more of a facilitator of a dialogue than somebody that's just ramming policy down people's throats. Not to say that this is what the council always does, but this is what we need if we're going to move forward, because no one person can figure everything out. I really think I bring a lot of good things to the table and can do a really good work for this town, and I'm really excited by this prospect that I could be, part of moving Santa Fe in a different direction.
I've been a small business owner for over 20 years. I have owned a home in District 1 and really know District 1, have a lot of support, of course, there. But I also, I mean, professionally, I recently, my last 6 years or so was with the Office of the State Engineer in water conservation, education, and outreach. I've really helped the city move along on our water policies for a long time, and I deliver results. I have been very proactive, very accessible, and very effective.